Welcome to the Vexxed Uncensored podcast, hosted by me, Saint, and Mo Vader. You'll be listening to us dive into taboo topics, celebrity news, discussing what's got us so vexed this week. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you listen to your favourite podcast. Now let's get into the show.
Vexxed Uncensored presents Saint Remastered. The album features 11 Dolby restored tracks, written from 2011 to 2021 by Saint. It boasts an R&B pop sound with multi-octave vocals. Listen everywhere now.
Create your craze today with brandcraze.co.uk.
Do you have an online business or social media presence? Then look no further than brandcraze.co.uk. They specialise in web design, logo making, everything you can think of, social media. Then look no further than brandcraze.co.uk.
Welcome back, you slimy buggers, you bastards.
Welcome back to the show on this autumn day. I feel like this is the first real day of autumn, because from earlier today, I just felt like that foreboding pressure of humidity that has just been attacking London for who knows how long. I just felt like it had lifted, and I was like, I can breathe. I was cool. I wasn't like sweating for no reason. I don't know.
There's some arsehole out there riding a super bike, and you can just atmospherically hear it in the undertones of the recording. We're not out in the street doing live interviews or live shows. It's the
ambiance. It's the ambiance.
Yes. So how's your week been?
Yeah, just been focused on finishing this book. A lot of like how kind of time consuming it is to constantly read the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of like I weren't anticipating that, and seeing not so much as mistakes but like no opportunities. Right. So I felt myself writing more than I expected to, and give some more depth and stuff. So yeah, like I've just been really focusing on that. That's like a main priority for me right now. So
a lot of our younger viewers won't really be able to relate to the writing process.
No, well, they make you write in school. They made us write essays and shit. I wrote a book in primary school with two of my other classmates, and I think it was because I weren't like, maybe 2 or 3 kids weren't religious, so I think during a religious like study time or whatever, there was a woman called Nadine who would come in and take us free. Literally, we could just run around the empty school like because everyone's in their classes. Yeah, sit in the library. We ended up writing this book about vampires and stuff in school. And how funny, by the time I got into secondary school, Twilight came out. I wonder if either one of the two, Daniel, shout out to you, Kiwi, shout out to you. Those are the 2 boys in school that I wrote with. Yeah. And we all had a copy. It was all laminated. It's a proper book. Obviously, Nadine wrote it, but we there was all our ideas and stuff.
So she wrote down your ideas and pieced it.
Yeah. Shout out to Nadine, wherever she is.
Shout out Nadine. It might be worth trying to track her down, the Facebook.
I know, yeah. I've not well, I've not really been in London as much. Like, you run into people, small place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never run into Nadine. But yeah, just really cool. So that was fun. So I never ever thought I'd write a book.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But book it is.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, hard work. Other than that, what have you been up to?
Shenanigans and running errands.
Errands.
Sometimes got to make deliveries and deposits. Sometimes you got to make collections.
That's right, yeah. Depends on the day.
It depends on the day. Had a bit of, depending on my emotional investment to the job, received a bit of worrying news today, but I still got to treat it as confidential for now, right, until it is resolved, to ensure that we protect identities and this and that. And
the industry is crazy. The care industry.
Wild beyond belief. Do you know what? I was sort of thinking to perhaps write an expose.
Vexxed, start publishing.
But the catch of writing an expose is that it will compromise my identity, confidentiality,
it will,
and future employment.
And no. I mean, the Cowboys won't employ you, but that's a good thing. But the good people would want you because you're tellable.
Oddly enough, neglectful conduct, misconduct by staff, just being observant to past experiences within workplaces and the conducts of staff within those workplaces. There is a whistleblowing policy at all companies. But the whistleblowing, it depends on your...
Shelving off responsibilities, scapegoats.
Of course.
Setups, schemes, lies.
Yeah. And you're constantly always kind of compromised and in fear of, well, if I do speak up about this or that, then...
It looks bad on the company, it looks bad on the directors, it looks bad on everyone
yourself.
But me.
No, it looks bad on yourself as well because you'll be ostracized. There is still the culture of nobody likes a tattletale, stop snitching.
But I think specifically in certain industries that should be negated. That should totally be negated. Care industries, hospital, medical, like privacies where data consent and all of that stuff and minors and all sorts, obviously privacy. But, I don't know. I just feel like the whistleblowing should be the number one priority because it shouldn't even be about the money, which it is about the money. I mean, I knew people when I lived abroad. I knew people who back home, they were flying back home, back and forth to get their house ready to do a care home situation because they had a facilitator who was offering them the money they would get every month, and it was thousands. And all they got to do is like, instead of doing it Airbnb, just like run this company that they're co-founding in. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They provided the property. They're going to do up the property, make sure it's, for standard, and start getting referrals.
I've consulted in exactly one of those situations. Although, well, let's just call them the landlord. The landlord was present and physically here in the UK.
Okay.
And a nightmare, but a wonderful experience in retrospect. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to put a pin in this.
Right.
And I'm going to double back as my Vexxed segment.
Okay.
Because I do want to go in depth on the consequences and ramifications. So,
without further ado,
let's jump into it.
Now for the hottest topics.
First topic is
UK to ban disposable vapes.
They're coming again for another sweep.
Yes, they are.
They say don't smoke. And then the vapes come in, they say no vapes.
Yeah.
What left?
Alcohol.
And no, don't ever do that.
That's literally...
It's too harmful, they love it. I mean, the vapes are like, what they're getting at. Do you know what I mean? Like smoking, tobacco, or vape. Like, again, it's personal choice. Get out of my business.
With the vapes, the so-called logic, the scapegoat behind the vapes is...
Chemical...
Not even. It's because bear in mind.
The underage smoking.
Yeah, it's that they appeal to children.
Do they not know there's 6-year-olds smoking packs of fags? There are.
Yeah.
Real talk, 6, 8, whatever. There are.
And
I've been related to some of them. I say no names. They were chuffing like chimneys by the age of 12.
Oh my God.
Yep.
It's
terrible.
Absolutely
really
terrible.
Is.
But let's face it. And I know this is going to be so sour to the minor percentage of parents out there that their kid have just gone to school and got hooked.
Well, who's selling your kid? Like, crack down on the stores or the outlets that are selling these. Like, but here's the thing, you can buy them online.
Exactly.
Like, how do you click yes if you're over 18?
Yeah.
Bitch, yes.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you can just, come on.
You can buy them online. Criminals and organised crime can literally buy them and recruit teenagers, children to sell them or buy them directly
Someone in
from
year
them.
11 would sell them. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just get out of our business again. Like, you're never going to stop that. Same as you're never going to stop, what do you call it? Like, teen pregnancy. It's never going to stop, is it? You know what I mean? They all want to pretend to be moral. Same with the smoking. That was so annoying. Especially growing up, like walking around shopping centres, people smoking in shopping centres. On the trains, people smoking on the trains.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, it was like, boom, gone. It felt so weird in the beginning.
It did.
Do you remember the
It
first and second year of the smoking ban here? That was fucking weird. In pubs, that was the hardest bit.
Yeah, fighting the urge to pull one out. And
hands up, yeah. Been in pubs since 15, like at the bar drinking, yeah. I'm sorry, but you cannot separate the smoking a fag at a bar with a drink. Like, you can't beat it. Like, you can't beat it.
It's true.
You have to go overseas now to do it. How about that?
Do you know, funnily enough, the tax on cigarettes is 70%.
This is what I mean. They make so much money from it. A lot of the money as well helps the NHS. So it's like, because you're getting funded by something that so-called creates it. That's why secondhand smoke caused the ban.
Yeah.
What's the ban for vapes? Children, they don't care about no kids.
One hand washes the other.
See? So it's all set up in a scheme and a lie. As usual, you know? Let me smoke if I want to smoke. Like, go away.
I am totally having intrusive thoughts about beating the dog. Because there's a dog barking in the background.
Yeah.
And, of course, it's
Lassie's
just intrusive.
On the loose.
It's just intrusive thoughts. I'm not saying I'm going to go and beat a dog.
No animals were harmed in this episode of Vexxed Uncensored.
Not one. Well, that was a quick open and shut case.
Yes.
It's going to be a pain in the ass, but I guess people that vape... And isn't it just going to make kids go and buy refillable vapes?
Cigarettes again. They'll just be buying their singles.
Hold on, and about a minute. Do you know that by 2035 or 2040, the UK aims to ban smoking?
What? What, like completely?
Yeah. So, you know the whole Challenge 25 thing. So, if you look under 25, they have to ID you.
Yeah.
Right. So, the plan is that they're going to progressively increase the smoking age. So, when this all kicked off, smoking age was 16.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah? So, it went from 16 up to 18. Then it's going to go up to 19, then eventually 21, then 25, and then the final goal is that no one in society is going to smoke.
They're so full of shit. I mean, it's a dying habit anyway. In the West, it's dying. Like, it's a dying habit. People are vaping instead, literally.
Yeah.
Or just smoking weed. Do you know what I mean? Reducing their tobacco intake. So, yeah, there's just other things now. The rest of the world is still like, but they're stressed and poor, so that makes sense. It makes sense. And cigarettes cost like less than food out there, so legit. So it makes complete sense. Smoking's a pastime. Humans have done it since the beginning of time. Do you know what I mean? It's just like drinking. So I really don't know what the fuck people look like. Are just ridiculous, honestly.
Just health terrorists.
Just, yeah, get out of my business. It's like, do I ask you how many dicks you've had in your mouth? No. So don't ask me about how many cigarettes I've had in mine. As long as my teeth white, they breath fresh. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well.
Next topic. Next topic is social justice investigator /scammer. So Jake Daniel's still out there scamming people for iPhones,
iPads,
headphones, all sorts of shit on the Instagram. Just dropped out.
Okay.
And since I spared him from a social media blasting, you know, I thought I'd report it like a good citizen.
Hey, to growth.
To growth.
To growth, right. So, on the topic of growth. Well, it's not even the topic of growth, but on this particular topic. 2 weeks ago now, there was a Somali lady who came, viral sensation after posting a video stating that she had been bricked by a man.
I saw screenshots of this, but I was like, listen, this is too ghetto for me.
So why I avoided bringing it up immediately on last week's show, when we got caught out in the McDonald's, the McDonald's spin thing. My kids, you didn't bring my kids.
Okay,
Remember that one?
Yeah.
We played devil's advocate in that situation and the pros and cons.
Then I found out she was a liar.
She was a liar. It was all staged.
Roasted her ass.
There was no, No. Now, the same situation happened with...
Is that what this is? The brick?
Yeah. There was no brick.
Because I thought that some man tried to talk to her. She said no, wouldn't give him her number. And then she slapped him or something. And then he picked up a brick and bricked her.
Mm-hmm.
And people go and see how women are so quick to put their hands on a man. He will retaliate, like all of this stuff. And I just thought this is, again, it's like when people race bait. It's like people like sex bait. And it's like the war of the genders again. And it's like, didn't we do this last month? Like, give me a break.
Yes, and guess what? That swelling on her face was saline. Yeah. It was saline. She had gone to a clinic and had injected it in her face prior to the incident.
What?
She wasn't
her face
assaulted
was out
by
here.
anyone.
It was out here like a bubble.
Yeah, but she wasn't assaulted by anyone.
The scams.
The owner of the premises shared their CCTV. The police department stated that no call-outs were made regarding that and no officers attended.
She didn't even do what Tukin did and do the setup.
No.
See, stupid people, stop doing crimes.
And then the cherry on the cake, she can't really be verified, but the verifications of this allegedly, I don't believe. So I'm going to say that information is out there that would suggest that after the fact of the assault,
was this in America?
Yeah, it was in America. Yeah, friends and associates of hers opened up GoFundMe pages for her and on her behalf, and she has accumulated in the largest pot $42,000, and in other little pots like 13 and the odd couple pays there.
Because if she did get busting head with a brick, those medical bills, like American medical bills, are a bitch. Like you're just better off dying half the time. Like literally, they pay those bills. So like that 42 grand would be gone.
Yeah.
If it was legitimate.
Well, since the GoFundMe's
did she have an allergic reaction to it? Like, why was her face out like here? She could not put that much saline.
Yeah, you can.
Like a titty silicone's worth of saline in her face. She had a titty hanging off her head.
20 milligrams of saline will do a massive difference
Lord. What's wrong with her? She could have died. What if that went into her brain?
Saline won't kill you.
Into her brain?
Nah, but it was subcutaneous. Like injecting it right there on your cheek. It's no different to the amount of milliliters they pump into their lips and cheeks and jaws and eyebrows, all sorts. They're like, anyway, can you get a needle down there?
Yeah,
go for it. Yeah, she deactivated all of her socials, and as of last time I checked, the GoFundMe were active. But like,
can she get that?
Of course, you just need ID.
But it's fraud.
Don't know.
Oh, here it is. So there was a girl on Love and Hip Hop a long time ago. I think she was only on it shortly, but when she was on it, I was like, oh, she's like, I don't know, like it's rare you see a character you're like, this is her real life, and you know, it's not. She was not a bad person type thing. Mm-hmm. Troubled but not bad. Anyway, she got into a car accident, and she was like paralyzed. Couldn't like walk or nothing, and it was this thing. So she's been like getting her medical stuff off of GoFundMe.
Yeah.
And I think at some point, once it gets to a certain point, they send you a card, so people you can spend it as it's accumulating. Maybe I don't know. There's a thing.
Oh wow.
Maybe it was because she was like severely disabled. Anyway, she's got like done well. Apple Watts is her name. Mm-hmm. Anyway, she's done well. Like she's like, you can tell she's learned to walk again and stuff. But her sister had took 30 or 40 grand from the first GoFundMe that she set up like for Apple, and was able to take it and took it and fucked off and left her sister. Allegedly, this is, you know.
Yeah.
But now she is getting the real shit and she's going after her sister, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, the GoFundMe thing is real iffy how that shit works. But don't they be banning people as well and taking them off for reasons?
I think if the reasons are fraudulent, criminal, or criminally fraudulent, or commercial fraud.
Got you.
But
because Kickstarter was like for businesses.
Yeah.
GoFundMe's for like rescue missions and shit.
Yeah. It's charity.
Charity.
Direct charity. It's literally.
And do they take the cut?
Of course. Might be 20%.
Oh,
might
that's
be
so
10.
dumb.
Might be 5.
What's the difference between a GoFundMe and a bank account? Send it to this sort code, please. This sort code, this account number, please. Everyone.
That question had me speechless, but I think it's moral fidgetery. So it's
for tax reasons, charitable donation will not get, all that gets deducted versus people sending it to your bank.
Yeah.
Whether you like bookmark it as medical cost or
it's not a salary, it's not earnings, it's not dividends, it's gifts, donations,
gifts.
Yeah, because I mean, OnlyFans models should have taken a leaf out of the charity industry's page out of their books, because OnlyFans, the fact that there is access to content makes it earnings. It makes it tax deductible.
Yeah.
Whereas if your page was, and this is very loose language has to be used because it's a grey area that I'm opening up.
Right.
If there is no subscription fees, and anyone over the age of 18 can have access to your content, and through your content, they make a donation if and when they feel like, or they commit to a recurring donation.
Is it considered a donation though?
It's a donation.
That's a subscription cost. You're selling a subscription. No. Same as Netflix. Like there's like your £15 a month ain't a donation for their subscription. It's a with whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you call it.
With Netflix, and with subscriptions, you have a contractual agreement that you will pay that subscription on a monthly basis on this date at this time. Whereas with a recurring donation,
so if someone sends me a video on OnlyFans and it's locked, and I have to buy it and I pay for it,
that's a transaction. That's a sales transaction.
So the IRS will definitely come for that.
Not if it's irregular,
because it'll get paid out all in once or however you withdraw or whatever. But they can still say, well, OnlyFans give us their, every time someone's charged their card to this woman's account or man's account, and they'll definitely get all of those transactions for sure. The little extra this, the live, whatever you can do on there.
They can get all of that. They can, but it's the same pretext as the clauses with prostitution, where being a prostitute by profession is not a crime.
Yeah, but in America you have to pay tax on prostitution.
You do.
They won't. You're not getting away with it because your body. They want that money.
Absolutely.
You have to declare it. Here it's like, fuck off. You ain't my pimp. The Bank of England ain't no pimp. You know what I mean? Allegedly.
Well, to be fair with you, I think if you do declare it and you pay tax on it, it then becomes a crime.
Yeah, here it's different. Over there, it's like they literally want you to do. Like if you're a sex worker and this is what you do, walk the street day and night. They want you to write that down. And when it comes to taxes and doing taxes, they want every fucking
every goddamn.
You should be actually asking your Johns for receipts or giving them or whatever. And you're not obviously, but you got to operate like a business for anything in America. A YouTube channel, an OnlyFans, you got to open an LLC, I believe. Yeah,
but bear in mind.
Hold on, when did we have to do that? Was that for
I noped out of it.
Music royalties.
I noped out of it. It was
creating something on behalf of. Oh, okay, now it makes sense to me.
It was that. And I noped out of that. In my head, I was like, nope.
I can't be watching an American company. Like, fuck off.
I am not letting China
British
get my
ones,
information. So, but one of the key factors of donations in comparison to subscription is that if you want to send me 25p for one video and everyone that has viewed it sends me their own 25p, $25, $30, $50, the revenue of charitable donations from those that they're only contributors, because Pornhub, X-Hamster and all these websites, they accept donations. They accept donations. And
don't they pay the people for the videos they're putting up of themselves doing it? They pay them that too. I know Pornhub does.
That is
they should send people t-shirts and shit.
That's okay. So the t-shirts that they send is for like the leading community members. The community members tend to post their own content
Yeah.
And sometimes they work in partnership with the
studio,
with the Pornhub studio.
Right.
Let's call it. When they are working with the Pornhub studio, that content would now belong to Pornhub, so they are paid a model salary for that. Or not salary, they receive a payment that if they have agents, they negotiate. If they have agents, managers, they negotiate. If not, then they probably see some numbers on some paper and a check and they sign, and the rights, royalties and everything goes to Pornhub. Or
just a nuclear missile going past, guys. Oh, Armageddon. Sorry.
We're right in the flight path.
Yeah.
With what Pornhub or X-Hamster or whichever website, the website operates basically in two or three entities. There's the in-house studio, there's the communities,
which is any old bugger,
anyone with a camera, and then there's what is just uploaded, because there's users that upload things that
aren't monetized.
They're not involved in the content. They're literally
the laughs on them.
Yeah, free for free.
Imagine.
But all of these things, all of them, what would be revenue from ad revenue and bandwidth is taxed, but what is charitably donated to the websites is donations. It's not taxed.
Well, hell, no wonder they're saying they make so much money. It's more about the money they've kept
yes,
from the IRS or managed to keep. Sorry, guys, I'm losing my voice.
So, yeah, in true devious Mo Vader fashion,
yeah,
what with what has been spread out and highlighted now, how do I pioneer this movement towards the sex industry being treated like any other religion with a charity code and doesn't have to pay taxes? Because selling dreams and selling pussy is not that far apart from each other.
No. I mean, they say the dreams to get you to sell your pussy. Do you know what I mean? Pimp 101.
You ain't tricking if you got it.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
But it's like Playboy, once the family, Hefner's family or whatever, sold it to, I don't know, some publishing magnate or whatever. And
probably Rupert Murdoch.
Who knows? Who knows? Probably Mohammed Al-Fayed. Motherfucker owned everything. I know, once they did that, they were like, oh, we're separating. Because all the shit came out about him being like a sick, twisted motherfucker. As if they shouldn't have known that already. Come on. Like, he's fucking dogs and shit. It's sick. But
he's been getting down to sordid affairs since what, the 20s, the 30s?
There's black and white films with that motherfucker. And he looks like a grown man. So, yeah, vampire. But what they did, they were like, oh, we're distancing ourselves from the family. They don't even, own it no more. OnlyFans. So inviting, like, saying, become a Playboy bunny or a creator. Come over to the Playboy version of OnlyFans and, do it here. And I don't know, there must be perks, Playboy perks or some sort of, maybe they do editorial. I don't know how it works. No idea. But I know that they did that and tried to change to that format.
Leave it with me.
I'm surprised there's not more. But what about like another American one, Penthouse? What are they doing? Do they still sell? Maybe they're the ones that stayed tried and true and still just do their Penthouse shit. Well,
it makes absolute sense from a business perspective for all porn providers. Because here there was no
high class porn here in England. At least like there's no ours like was page 3. That's and we're like England's a bit like rough because page 3 was our Playboy newspaper in the morning. Every Wednesday someone got a tits out, and it's like usually an 18-year-old. Do you know what I mean? It's very weird. Yeah. But like
no, it was always 20p,
in America. They're selling like high gloss magazines with like. I've looked into the years ago.
Absolute open pussy.
When you see the behind the scenes of like a Playboy shoot, the lighting, the time they take to like do the lighting is like mad. Do you know what I mean? To make them all look perfect, like the time and effort they put into it was like a Vogue shoot, but with your tits and your vagina out.
The media the outlet of the media has changed. Fundamentals of the industry haven't changed.
Because there's a joke that says, "Oh, I just read Playboy for the articles," because they had articles in there.
Yeah.
So it was like a men's, more like marketed as like a men's thing. A men like, here, read about this like thing you'll be interested. You know, a man will be interested in. Oh, and here's some titties. Like it was weird like that. Here, like it's still quite comical or corny. It was never like top tier, establishment type acceptability. You know,
I'm gonna Google it because,
like, if a wife or husband, if the husband had a subscription to Playboy, do you know what I mean? You just hide it from the kids. They didn't care. Do you know what I mean? Versus if they've got some like porn videos under their bed or whatever, their wife would be like, "Oh, you pig." And even to the point where their wives look at the Playboy models and be like, "Oh, the perfect blonde, busty." They want to be like the models. So
Top Shelf.
Yeah, top shelf is what it's called here. It really
And
is
funnily,
top shelf. They put it on top shelf. Where like there's kids and everything, just a normal sweet shop. That's what we call it. A newspaper shop is what we call it here, right? And like you look at the top shelf of the magazines, like you're looking at your Beanos and your fucking like kids magazines, and all you got to do is go do that. Lift your chin, and you're seeing titties, you're seeing all sorts of shit.
But well, I don't know if you ever experienced this, but me having the wandering eye that I have,
Yeah.
I would always look up and get a good look at it, get a slap from my mum, or the shopkeeper will oi, 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 oi.
Yeah, no one called me looking at it. No, I'm too sleep for that.
Me to this day. To this day. And then eventually they started putting the black cover over the wrapping.
The film. You got to turn it over, and then it's clear on the other side. But yeah, I'm surprised it's not more like curated. Curated nudity in today's world. I'm not saying it should be. I'm just saying.
No, there is curated porn in today's world. It's just online, and you're going to pay a membership.
Yeah.
To access it, but that stuff. When I say 4K, 10K,
10K,
like it's so explicit, vivid, and in depth and high definition that it's understandable.
Humans got no chance.
Exactly, it's actually understandable why there are those that are. It is their sole form of media access.
Yeah.
Or
whatever gets them off in a second, they can see it.
Yeah.
They've got to chat to no one, talk to no one, respect anyone. It's right there.
Enough about the porn and the titties.
Good luck to them.
The poor behaviour of this scammer, who's actually been she's actually was caught. She was caught. She was caught and actually done a similar scam to this, but a couple thousands from that job. But right. She did the same thing with the saline.
Yeah.
But the narrative was, I'm a young, educated black woman and I'm studying to be a doctor.
Oh my
God.
God.
They've beaten me up and I've done nothing to nobody. And she got a bit of, GoFundMe pity, but it didn't pay out the way that this particular one did.
Okay.
Where she should be okay for what? 6 to 12 months?
Damn.
Well, that's if she lives the lifestyle with the money.
She'll be broke in like 6 months.
Well, we'll see. We'll be looking out for her. She'll be back.
She'll break her leg next time.
So, next topic. The UK are going to ban the XL Bully dog breed.
They're banning everything.
They're just like, fuck it. If you like it.
No dogs.
No dogs, no vapes.
No birds, no dogs. No trees.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Just ban everything.
No dogs, no Irish, no blacks.
No blacks. You know what I mean? Just ban us all. Everyone knows it's not about the breed. Yes, some breeds or animals have different proclivities. However, it's about who raises the dog. What is the dog taught to do? What is the dog allowed to do? Like, has it been disciplined? Has it been loved? That's what matters. Like, when it comes to dog behaviours, people who say dogs are biting up people, it's because they're trained to fight. They've raised them to fight. That's it.
What about the old Rotties? What about the old Rottweilers?
They're just scary looking dogs. And here's the things, like the pit bulls are genetically one of the most docile breeds, but they're one of those breeds, if you build up and manipulate, they're vicious. But that's because they're so docile that when you traumatize them enough, they become vicious. like bad, one of the worst. So it flips it on his head. Because if you ask any vet, they'll tell you the same. And yet there's all these like people like putting down pit bulls, the governments or whatever, because they're dangerous or restricting travel. And it's about who's raised them, punish the people who are doing that, and then like criminalize that, not the dog.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I think anyway.
In the 90s or 2000s, was it pit bulls?
Yeah, it was red nose.
Right, the American pit bull.
Yeah.
And then people started breeding staffs with pit bulls.
Yeah, to get around it.
And then now...
But if you look too much like it's just all weird. I always found that shit weird.
Yeah.
Dog breeding and cat breeding. Like, I'm just like, it's just a bit weird.
I just see it as the same thing as the caste system.
It's mad. Just people don't buy animals. And obviously between each other they do. But you like, it's quite, I don't know, you don't see many pet stores these days where you can walk in and buy an animal. You're meant to adopt traditionally. But where you adopting a snake, do you know what I mean? People want snakes and stuff. And lizards and shit. Gotta go to the Andes and, catch a tarantula in a box.
To be fair with you, I think this whole banning the dog thing, it's not really something I care about. So no. I've got very little input into it other than, okay.
There's plenty of like hard dogs. There's plenty of security dogs. You know what I mean? Like Doberman, my favourite dog.
Wouldn't it be...
German Shepherds, yeah.
Wouldn't it be like intertwined into them?
Yeah. Dobermans are more like banks and shit. And then German Shepherds are more like,
So
the less professional of the two dogs. Yeah, Dobermans are private security, and then German Shepherds are bouncers. Right. Okay. Next topic is Ahsoka, Star Wars.
Yes.
Spoiler. Yeah, so it's on episode 5 now, but I ain't seen episode 5. I've seen up to 4. But I like it.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I think I like the building of it. It doesn't feel like... It feels a bit chill, but I actually quite like that. I think the fight scenes seem more like on point. I don't know. Or whenever Ahsoka fights someone anyway, it looks like really good. I like the mother-daughter aspect of it. Weren't expecting that, especially from her, because she's a bit dry as a character, Ahsoka. So having her being the tough mother type, I think I liked it. Oh, the space witches.
Yeah,
I think that's cool as well.
What was they called again? Sisters of something.
Not sure. Don't know. But yeah, it's different from the Force. They're using magic, witchcraft.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to see how that plays out.
Night Sisters,
yeah. So the Force versus witchcraft, we're going to see that. Like, are we going to, I like it all so far.
Well, I don't want to cause any spoilers. Okay, let me just let's update.
And the girl's Mandalorian as well, which I like Sabine. That aspect. But again, like a dropout Jedi, I like that spin on it as well.
See, Sabine could have been a more exemplar specimen of Mandalore, because I really find it to be a failure. Like, she's a failed Jedi Padawan.
It's because she's not Force, like, great with the Force. I feel like she thinks, what's the point?
It's because she's shit.
And the droid was like, yeah, you're the shittest. Like, you're the shittest, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, do it anyway.
In this post-Republic world, we
necessary.
Need to shine shit.
Yeah. Get that lightsaber up, bitch. And
see, I'm very much of the opinion that if you can't, don't try.
Yeah.
So,
there are people who can improve. They're not like talented. Oh yeah, he says that in it as well. In it, he says that talent is different between talent and
experience or training.
It's like singers. There's people who train themselves. They got trained to sing and they sing well.
Yeah.
But naturally, they don't have it in that sense.
Yeah.
And then the singers that never learn nothing, they just can sing well. Like, it's talent.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean those people who who sing well now and were trained shouldn't have done it because they've made, millions of dollars and sold millions of records. So there's something to it.
I say, in the bin with her, down to Sheol.
Down to Sheol.
Dodgy Malakas.
There's one more there.
Okay. Well, speaking of dodgy Malakas, this might not go down well with their communities, but Mexican, quote unquote, aliens presented to Congress. So the way that it's written is it's a funny little
Mexican aliens.
it's a little funny, play on the whole alien thing. But
yeah, that's what Trump calls them, didn't he?
Yeah,
aliens. Let's export the aliens.
Literally before the show,
so I found out about this walking in. Yeah. I didn't know about this, and I was like, "Shut up! It's real." Because the article's real, like it's legit. Mm-hmm. I knew already was work. It was the topic was getting worked out already. So yeah. So tell me about it. I don't know shit.
What I saw, unfortunately, it was in Spanish. I am not fluent in Spanish. I'm not fluent in the Espanol and could not understand what was being said, and there was no subtitles. So
no subliminals.
So let's just say that the Mexican
cartel, government.
Oh my god, this can't continue. Last week it was this week it's that. Do you know what? Screw it. Fuck it.
Let's get soft in our old age.
La Sinaloa cartel.
Suéltame.
Or what's the other one?
Ay, Dios mío. Bienvenidos aquí, Vexxed Uncensored.
Long and short of it, 2 short, dry, crispy aliens in coffins were presented, and there's the confirmation to the world, I guess, that
because this was U.S. Congress.
So it was
in front of them. Sorry.
Mexican authorities presented it to the U.S. Congress. Because
the Congress are basically like, again, I don't know if they're playing hoodwinked or whether they're being hoodwinked. I think they've been hoodwinked. And again, they're pissed that all this shit's going on without their oversight, has been going on since the 40s. That there's so much evidence that they're being blocked by the Pentagon, like Congress being blocked, like they're insulted. And they're like angry, so they've been going out like on their own. I've never known or heard about them taking so much joint initiative.
Yeah,
especially Republicans versus Democrats as well. So this is like, well, okay, so they actually are like, while we're not looking, we're getting on with it. They're doing the uncovering. They're doing their due diligence to their citizens, which is quite interesting. I want to know if that guy who did the disclosure, the 3 geezers. On the Congress thing like 2 months ago, whether they wanted to get in the vault so he could tell them like the big shit.
Yeah.
And they got denied for that, which I was glad about because they wouldn't have been able to air it. And there's like a 2-hour congressional hearing from 2 months ago of them, talking about like intelligence leader and like pilots and stuff. So trustworthy. I want to know what's been said, but we're not going to.
Yeah, no, we're not. I mean,
they've just showed 2 like weird shriveled up baby alien things. They look like they were like 3 feet tall, if they were hydrated. They look like the little mini ones that run around and check around shit before the big ones come in. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, it's true. It's I guess let's see how it plays out. But
I already know this shit is legit. Like, I already know that. And there's so many people around the world that know it. Like, they're not, oh my God, this is how I think or feel. Like, police officers, just so many, like, national citizens versus civil servants and military experts and whatever.
Yeah.
The president of Japan said he was abducted years ago. So much shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, the Canadian Defence Minister did an interview like about 3 years ago, talking about there's like off-world agents. We've got we're not just in Afghanistan. We're like off-world as well, like legit. And people sitting there like, this is the just left Minister of Defence of Canada, and it's like,
I personally would definitely pilot a Gundam.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
If that's on the table, I'm taking it out.
I just want a little personal ship. That's it. A little personal ship, and leave me to it. Because did you ever see on BBC? Yeah, there was this kids show, and it was like a boy comes across this like metal ship, and it wasn't really discernible. It's not the movie. There's a Disney movie that's kind of similar, but that's not what I'm talking about. It was like this weird thing, and it goes invisible. And he used to fly around and stuff. And it was like a British, around the same time as Tracy Beaker.
Really?
And I can't find the name of it. I've not seen it again.
Yeah.
But because I don't know the name, just tell people, they'll go, oh yeah. And they always think, oh, is it Flight of the Navigator? And that's the movie I was talking about, American movie.
Yeah.
That people get mixed up with. But no, it's a British BBC kids show. It's like him and his best mate, and he got his best mate in it to say, oh, look what I found, and it go completely invisible. But it was weird. It was kind of like if you 3D printed a guitar pick, if you turned that 3D and blew it up like a bubble, and it had like two sides carved out of it, and then the front screen was clear, and they just sat in it and it went invisible, and they'd like go places after school. Did you? Oh my God, that's it. No wonder I didn't remember the name. What's it called? Aquila. Is it
Aquila or Aquila?
Yeah, I'm not sure. But that was sick.
Sorry, it's Aquila.
Yeah, that's sick. You're the first person who's actually found it. I got to watch that then. That and the Queen's Nose. I like the Queen's Nose.
I love the Queen's Nose.
Yeah, especially the original early ones, Harmony and the Big Sister. Fancied. Yeah, I love the Queen's Nose.
Do you know what? Puberty ruined the Queen's Nose for me.
Why?
Because I started watching it before any like particular focused interest in the opposite sex.
Okay, yeah.
And halfway through, boom, I'm interested in them, and I'm no longer watching it for the purpose.
It takes the
I'm watching it because is she gonna get screen time this episode or what? Not to say I was doing anything sordid while I was watching it. No. It was just, in retrospect, I noticed that a lot of things from the point of puberty I had interest in for
certain
elements of the show. Yeah. Otherwise, I was out there in the field getting up to shenanigans and errands. Yes, errands. So yeah, that is that.
Yeah.
I guess, and
I don't know. We was waiting on to see what the government does with this. NASA's talking about, they had their briefing around the same time as the Congress thing. Talking about, them making it a mission for them to now observe these UAPs or UFOs or whatever. And it's like, just shut up. Like, you've got satellites all over the planet. You've got space stations. You've got all of this shit. You've seen it all. There used to be a 24-hour NASA live feed from the International Space Station.
Yeah.
And what they didn't clock is that there's people obsessed with space, obsessed with aliens, not even just obsessed with aliens, there's people obsessed with space and space travel and all that and don't even think of aliens, they just don't even really think it's a thing. But they're recording these broadcasts and have recorded them over and over. And when they're watching things back to archive them or whatever, they're seeing UFOs everywhere. So NASA would start cutting his feeds.
Really?
Yeah, once they notice that. And these are like the losers and geeks of the industry. Again, to say, this is what they do. This is their hobby. Yeah, same with the space, same with the pictures of Earth, the moon, all that, Mars. Show me real ones that ain't CGI and I will leave you alone. Show me some real planets and shit literally show me a Mars photo that I can't go and Google Las Vegas and put it side by side and say, look bitch, it's the same. No one else has stepped up, no other country other than India went to the moon.
Yeah, and completely, they went to the south side, didn't it?
Yeah, we completely skipped that over. Sorry Indians. Sorry to you. My brothers and sisters. Yeah, so they went to the moon.
Good on them.
How'd they get there, I wonder? That's what the whites are saying. How did they?
How'd they pull that off?
Yes, how? I guess they've been working hard behind the scenes.
Someone will be sitting in the back saying, this time's definitely a hoax.
Don't. Anyway, so well done to India. I think that's great.
If I stay quiet long enough.
Because what if, like, because the Indians aren't going to give a shit about what America thinks, about what anyone thinks. They'll just be like, yes, so we have found, a giant mega city on the south side of the moon. You know what I mean? They'll just say it. I hope they do anyway.
Oh my God. Area 52. Dark side of the moon.
52.
Does that refer to a geographical area?
Groom Lake is its name. I think S4 is the actual, like, facility. I think Area 51 is where they used to do allegedly. What's the word? Test flights for secret craft.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Not all like remade UFOs, but like, remember Stealth Bomber? My favourite plane, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep, Stealth Bomber. I remember seeing it when I was little for the first time, be like, huh? That's real. I was like, and they were like, no radars. I was like, so it's like invisible. Yeah, that's just the shit. Because I remember, like, before that came out, there was bare UFO sightings, and it was a lot to do with the bomber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bombs over Baghdad. Not to take away from the struggle or the oppression. Right. I'm neutral.
Mm-hmm. The next one here is Peckham Assault and Social Justice Movement.
Yeah. So...
someone got pecked in Peckham.
Got pushed and shoved.
Like he's clawing up some falafel. Get your dirty hands off me.
Grabbing it from the back, screaming la la la, la la la.
He put like a Vulcan grip on her neck, like, get the fuck off me, bitch. Over a refund, allegedly.
Well, we all know, by now at least we all know, those kinds of shops don't do refunds, and you're lucky if you get an exchange.
Lucky if you get a bag.
They, instead of asking, do you want a bag and charging 10p, they've just incorporated the cost.
They've just added it in.
Yeah, they've added it in. So take your bag. Make sure you take your bag. You're paying for it. Predominantly one particular group.
Because that one, I live 2 doors down from, and it's all Ukrainianish, I want to say. Do you remember when then people say Beyonce said she was dark white? I'm not black, I'm dark white. I'm surprised they don't call the white chocolate Cadbury's, don't call it dark white.
Dark white.
But
for extra decadence.
Extra decadence. But yeah, so what do we feel about the Vulcan grab and the,
You know what?
the assault?
Just because socially and on the internet, everyone is constantly in uproar over sexism, over racism, over all the isms and schisms you can find out there.
Yeah.
Does not change the factual reality of what it is when you get out there in the real world.
Trust, unfortunately.
There is no one that frequents a hair shop regularly who hasn't gone in there and got an attitude from Abdul or Amy. We say Amy because that's always... What's your name?
Well, some have like a good few wives, so...
There we go. So you go in there, you're going to get your attitude, and you're going to get it because it's no secret. Where else are you going to go and get the selection of things that you need?
Yeah, straight away
Without waiting X amount of time. You need 3 packs of hair, a hot tail comb, and
brushes, some relaxant, some texturizer, whatever you need is right there.
Yeah, you're not going to get it anywhere else. No. There might be the odd pharmacy here and there.
Well, here's the thing, because they don't sell a lot of those hair gels and creams or nothing. They don't even sell them in like Sainsbury's, so
they don't.
And that's the thing, like, it is irritating, but like,
so
just about buy online, I guess.
Even if you buy online, it might not arrive. It might get stolen. Hermes,
overpriced online as well.
You know, Hermes is still operating out there
they need
under
to
a
fuck
different
off
name.
They need to go away. They're so bad.
Yeah, I ordered some of those, those Cernucci. Cernucci, it's just like diamonds, but it's not diamonds.
Okay, jewelry.
Yeah, I bought a set.
I thought you meant shoes then. I thought Cernucci was like Italian shoes.
I bought one of those via a link on Instagram 2 months ago, and now I seem to just get like tracking failure notices, but they're all from.
You get a refund?
No.
Well, why?
I just fucked it off, left it alone.
How much it cost? They're not cheap, I'm sure.
I think altogether It was less than 50.
Because you can get your complete fake ones, can't you? You can get real gold if you want. You can get real diamonds if you want. Depends what you're getting.
I'm assuming mine.
Usually jewelers, even these jewelers usually do all of it, even if they just advertise the fake shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me, I kept it under 50. It's under 50. I'm not gonna go through the hassle of even putting Hermes' number in my phone. For the trainers they stole from me.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I know I had this problem a couple months ago.
Yeah. So.
And some cheeky cow from Every wanted to be personally emailing me for a good 5-6 days, and every day just a new disappointment of how she got. I don't know how this happened. Message me throughout the day if you have any questions, and I'm like,
"Where's my package?
Where's the what am I sitting up for? Like, what am I waiting here for?" And it's kind of like, you know what I mean? And I said to myself, by the end of this week, she's gonna say sorry. You're just gonna have to go back to the retailer. And lo and behold, it was. Yeah. And when you go with the hard questions, they don't even want to answer them. They just skip over that part conveniently.
Of course.
It's just a waste of time. Time to me is the invaluable thing. So them making it have to be re-delivered 3-4 times in a week, or like whatever the case is, it's just teeth.
And apparently,
it's a shell company.
Apparently, I think I got a notification to say I would have to pay for re-delivery because
sometimes failed. And it's like because some of them don't even be fucking delivering. Did I say about an Amazon that they literally held it out and took a photo and it was across the street from where I live? Do you know what I mean? Wow. And you can see the front door across the street with the windows open. So someone's in, like, hey, they even knocked. Just probably under time. Or wanted to thief the package. I don't know, one or two.
No, they wanted to thief
both happened.
Do you know what?
You know, I do like reporting it though because it gets them fired. It does get the drivers fired. Like, who are you taking off your job for? People's whole packages. Would you go in a bank and just take out like a grand out the till like overnight and walk out? No. What the fuck are you doing? It's illegal to open my package in the UK. Fucking Royal Mail. You can't even do that shit. You go to the Tower of London.
No.
If I wanted to push it.
That is only when Royal Mail handle your delivery. When it's these private companies.
Yeah. Like for instance, if Royal Mail got a notification like, I don't know, someone's ordering drugs through the mail, they can open it because they're Royal Mail. But these delivery companies, any old civilian in the UK, if they open your mail and you've got proof they've opened it, you could be prosecuted. Like, they're so harsh on it. We have a Royal British establishment that delivers our mail. Like, it's not just a company that's called Royal Mail. With Queen's ordinances, King's ordinances, they have to legally keep to a standard because it's a service to her subjects or to his subjects. And if you fail, you're failing the monarch. Like, they could be, I don't know how, I mean, bankruptcy and rebranding. But we all know, like, Hermes, they were like the worst company. Everyone knows it. Mm-hmm. They, like, literally ruined themselves. But they're doing the exact same thing. And I do know how to get their number now, so you can call the hotline or whatever the fuck. But it takes, like, a long time to find it. I should share it. Like, I should just share it.
I remember at one point, when I was trying to track down my trainers.
Yeah.
I managed to get some kind of office number of the main depot for the southeast region in Dagenham or something. I drove there, I went and buzzed, I saw the big depot and everything. And yeah, no, we've lost your trainers somewhere in the warehouse. There is a room for regular mistakes. Seem to always be of the same nature. The package was delivered and signed for, but there's no package to show for it.
I think all companies sending delivery should now do plain packaging. That's how they know what to thief. It's because it's branded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, how dare you? Okay, so next topic is
potential shadow ban. we fucking made it onto the show ourselves. Right, so 2 views on YouTube.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
In a 10-day period. What the hell?
Yeah, I had a look at today, and yeah, like a couple of weeks ago, it was a noticeable decline 2 weeks ago to one video, one show. Before that, we were having our normal. So this has only been being experienced in the last couple of weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll just run ads to at some point late in this month to combat that. But I feel like, yeah, an algorithm has been like, man, you're too vulgar, or you're too, out of line or whatever. But we don't have any strikes, so this is what we're saying. Like, it'd be a shadow banning because we don't have strikes. We have no occurred, like incursions on our, Google account, YouTube account, whatever.
Yeah. We haven't got them all here lined up around the table drinking and just getting rowdy. And
none of our distributors have, had anything to say. Everyone's fine.
We made the charts recently. What's going on?
Well, I don't know where we are now. Well, we've been on the charts since we spoke about being on the charts. We never left. Either way, people are listening, and that's all that matters.
Oh, and whether it's 2 views, no views,
doesn't matter.
1 million views, it's still fuck you.
It doesn't matter. Oh, my turn. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so next topic is Blueface and Child Protective Services. He's rolling out like an anti-gay assault on his son.
Yeah.
Oh, who does that? Who's so obsessed? He's constantly whenever he's posted on Shade Room or whatever, it's like something to do with, it's always some video about like some fuck shit going on in the background, whether it's drinking, drugs, whatever, or like women being naked, like grown women, and then his like child son is like walking around and Blueface keep asking him if he's gay. This boy's like not even 6 years old, it looks like, and he's constantly got this obsession. So people were talking about, I haven't seen it, but people are talking about a video where in the house, Blueface's son is in the pantry looking for food. He's most likely hungry. Mm-hmm. There's no food up in there. But there's a room full of strippers that have been hired to taking their clothes off in the next room. And Blueface is recording his son talking about, why you think about cookies when there's pussy in the next room? Or when there's, titties and ass in the next room. Are you gay? Are you like... And I'm thinking, you sound like the one with sexuality issues. You sound like you're projecting onto your child. Like your child has caught something off you. So whatever, threat check to see if he's got your bi nature or your gay nature. Because it sounds like... You know what I mean? People say this because Krishan is such a boy. She might be female, but she gives a very strong... she's a strong girl. So I mean, like she'll fight a guy and do him. I would actually bet on her if she was put against a man, just for the viciousness alone. So he's the weak one in the relationship. Like I'm just seeing a lot of like when it comes to children, that's when I take a double check and a look back to be like, and I'm like, you're just this is just. It's like what Boosie did. I think he bought his minor son, a blowjob from a whore. Child abuse, CPS.
So my main contribution to this topic: everyone can have children, but not everyone can parent. And when the ability to take ourselves out of a certain environment, culture, and slice of society, put ourselves in, wealthy, so to speak, controlled and isolated environments. Yeah. Individuals such as Blueface, Krishan Rock, and all the other hood rats that have made it.
Oh, what about that one video where Krishan's been talking about something there somewhere, and one of their friends or whatever, I think her kid or his kid is sitting behind her. And you hear the kid going, stop, and no one's even checking to turn. And like one of their friends or whoever's watching the child is like shaking the child. And the child's going, stop. No one's even looking around. She's continuing her interview. The man's holding the child and shaking it. I'm listening like, what? You lot are just next level. And I really don't. I think, come on, like if private children are being snatched away for really stupid reasons, happening all the time, here, everywhere, CPS or whatever the equivalents are, then for sure, if it's being broadcasted and they've got evidence, like go and prosecute them. Children can't remove themselves from situations. You just a parent gets to traumatize you 24/7 if they feel like it. It's not fair, and it shouldn't be allowed just because they're genetics. Like, do you know what I mean? You already see blood ain't thicker than water. It's not worth it. You can be adopted out and have like some sort of sense of, humanity.
That's what. Shit. Next topic.
Yeah.
Update. Erica Mena was is it alleged or is it confirmed that she was making monkey noises?
I think it's on film.
It's on film. She was caught in 4K making monkey noises. Whilst I would like to take back my little stint of being devil's advocate.
Same.
And
I'm snatching that shit back.
Fuck her, put her in the bin. Put her in the trash, down to Sheol.
Yeah, down to Sheol. Yeah, you can't be. And apparently she kept saying monkey to Spice like outside, and then did monkey noises from the car. And this one I'm like, listen, your kids are going to see that one day. Do you know what I mean? They're going to see that one day. And that's going to hurt more than what Spice was saying about your other pitney. It's going to hurt more. Do you know what I mean? Maybe there's a reason. So maybe Spice is right. How about that? But she's been fired from I think she was on a TV show. She's been fired from separate, an acted scripted show that she's been fired from. So yeah, Domino's cancelled. Hashtag cancelled.
That's it. Well done. I don't.
Didn't I say Erica. We need this though? Lock the shit down. Yeah. Fuck it. Lock it down.
I don't blame Erica. I blame the public. I blame those that popularize. Yeah, those that popularize and show interest to these hood rats who then turn around and show their ass.
And if you're working for a show that's owned by a black woman, so it's a black owned show, you can't be doing that, first of all. So good for Mona Scott Young for doing that straight away. I think the other show she's on is on All Black, which is a corporate, who owns that? Time Warner or someone. Mm-hmm. It's called All Black. It was like an independent channel that's been bought by a major, but it's a black-owned, black-run TV network, and she was on that show on that, and they've cancelled her too. So good, lock it down. You can't be working under black houses, black roofs, and then be talking about monkey.
No, you can't.
That's a cheek.
You can't.
That is a whole cheek.
Absolutely abhorrible.
Appalling. But I want to say that is the last topic, I believe. So, anything to add to the miscreants of entertainment news this week? Any advice?
Down to Sheol, the lot of them.
Oh, no. Down.
Right down to Sheol.
He said, go straight down. But we're going to pay some bills.
Vexxed Uncensored presents Saint Remastered Gold Vinyl, including 12-inch record and 12 tracks mastered for vinyl, with an exclusive cover and track list. Order yours today at Saint's official Spotify store.
Now streaming, the first 3 episodes of the new sci-fi audio drama and upcoming book series, Starlight, Refime's Revenge. Start your journey with Fox, REQ, and the crew aboard the Starlight Express as they navigate perilous dangers and face off with the deadly Refime. Written and narrated by Saint, the audio drama will continue this December when the book hits stores near you. Start the story now on major podcast stores including Podbean, Samsung, and more. Be sure to share the story and leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed the show and want to hear more. Now, let's get back to Mo Vader and Saint.
Welcome back to Vexxed Uncensored with me, Saint.
And me, Mo Vader.
And we are in the best part of the show. This is where we share what's pissed us off this week. In other words, what's got us vexed. And yeah, we're going to get into it.
It's the slanderous, the insatiable, the problematic, the honest, and downright uncensored Vexxed moments.
Right.
Do you want to go first?
Well, I've only got the one. Probably. Okay. If you got one or
two.
So, you lead.
Okay. So, first one is for fast food employees.
Okay.
Of all chains and brands. Nationwide and worldwide. Quit your jobs. Quit your jobs. Quit all of you. Quit at once. Mass exodus.
Yeah.
Mass exodus of unemployed. Find something else to motherfucking do. Listen, when I get a job is a job. Job is a job. But here's the thing. Every job you work for has customer service. If you got to deal with the public, it's not easy to deal with the public. So if you've ever had a job to deal with the mass public, the wide public, like I have in the past, it helps to be trained to talk to just random people, to know how to get them over, to sell something to them, just in general. Do you know what I mean? Like to protect company assets, whatever. Is part of your training, yeah. Well, here's the thing: they feel like because they're being paid a certain wage, which I think McDonald's pay good now. I heard
McDonald's pay based on legal age.
And yeah,
legal
all sorts,
minimum
because
age.
they've been done for like 10-year-olds serving fries and shit, which is insane. These franchise owners or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, just down from your Morley's shop, you know what I mean? They just literally, they're just, the only thing they don't do is spit in your burger, but the service is just like, they're just not happy. You know what I mean? Like, bring in the robots, for real. Bring them in.
Really?
Bring in the
bad?
robots. We were just talking about Burger King, McDonald's, and that the quality and standard of what you're advertised versus what you're getting is the slop together anyway. The burgers are terrible quality anyway.
Yeah.
I'd rather eat a burger from a metal slot at this point, because it might actually be meticulously assembled by a robot that ain't got an attitude. So I mean, that doesn't hate his job. The embarrassment that comes from whatever you've associated McDonald's or Burger King or whatever, your own shame. You can just literally do anything else. And I just think they should bring the robots in. Like, I'm 100% serious. I'm not even joking. And I get there's shops I go into that they're lovely. Do you know what I mean? But no, the wide majority, I hate it. And it's not like that in real restaurants. It's like only like that. Like, listen, the Burger King in Lewisham, mate, when I tell you, oh my God, they don't care. Like, the employees don't care.
Do you know what? That is a Burger King thing. Like, since the recent revamp and its re-emergence, right. And I'm sorry to say it, but there's a particular denomination of mankind that have congregated in Burger
And that's
Kings.
the thing as well with some of these like fast food.
Yeah.
Is like there's a respect factor that's not there because they're here to make money. That's it.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about it's white people's land. They don't give a fuck about it's that. If anything, I've noticed with England is when people come from overseas, they really do mistreat the country. Like, the respect is low. Like, to the point where I've lived in other countries and I've felt very like, be a good citizen because you're in a foreign country. Yeah. Just treat you with even more respect than you would your own, almost. Mate, not here.
No.
Like, people come here, don't give a fuck. Like, they don't. It's the way British people go and party make over the world and they don't give a fuck. Maybe it's a balance of it. Do you know what I mean? But I shouldn't have to put up with that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The attitude from that.
It's true. It would be a benefit to mankind if... Oh, sorry. It would be a benefit to the human race.
To the human race.
No, you can't even say that. To humans, if you can refrain from showing how very little you think in the situation.
Yeah.
Grin and bear it, smile.
Because there's times, yeah, where you're going in, especially when you know the person serving you is most likely the owner. Because it's a franchise of a little chicken shop or something. Do you know what I mean? And you're going in there and paying them money. You can go anywhere, go anywhere and buy like food. I don't want my serving of meal to be with negative energy. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want it. I don't want to pick it up and be like grimaced eating this like burger because, do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is the point? It's just really unnecessary. Do you know what I mean? And like, you can ask them if you've got a problem and they'll straight up tell you no. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, that as well. If someone asks you if you've got a problem, like, just say yes, bitch. Like, what's the problem? Do you know what I mean?
I don't
want to even try to give my change back, like, in the hand like this, and like, well, what is the drama? I'd rather punch you in a minute, because you're just, like, doing the most over me making an order.
Yeah.
Who's pissed you off today? Do you know what I mean? Certainly weren't me. But anyway, yeah, bring in the robots. Bring them in.
They're coming.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Come on, Japan. Good old Japan. Ship us some robots, please.
They've already hacked it with their vending machines.
Yeah, they saw anything into their vending machines now.
Mm-hmm. I've seen little non-contact restaurants where you walk into a cubicle, flap opens, menu flies out, you tick what you want, any additions, this or that.
See?
Push it back through. A couple of minutes later, your bowl of ramen or whatever's come out.
Listen, it's actually the key to solving world hunger as well. Like, the one things we can trust robots to do is prepare our food.
True.
Like, out of, like, when they say should they do farm work? Should they do IT work? Should they be customer service? What should robots be first? And when they decided, I guess, as a civilization, there should be delivery services first. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
But, like, no, they should be cooking our food. Cook my food, bitch. You can tell it anything. Have it stocked up in there. You should know where to go, what to do, and ding ding. Like, it will take such alleviation off of families. You can put 1-2 robot chef in a village.
That's true.
and his job is to look at whatever scraps you put in front of it and to cook up something edible. Do you get me? Like, it's just, yeah, I just think bring the robots in when it comes to fast food restaurants, because real restaurants is a bespoke experience that comes along with that. That's integral, I think, to human culture and societies. But fast food restaurants, just be a slot on the street. Like, instead of at ATM, just slots. Yeah. And shoot me out my Whopper in 2.5 minutes or whatever the fuck it takes. Get me? But yeah, that's my first
okay
of the week.
I can get behind that. I can get behind that.
What are we losing?
It's true. Well, mine's actually what we touched on briefly earlier, how controversies are handled, and at what point is one individual too, not damaged, but too shaped to past experiences to no longer be effective or, you know, of best practice. I can't go into any more detail than that. So
they must hate this. The listeners must hate this.
with the notion of writing a
memoir,
expose, a memoir, so to speak.
I'm 25.
if that was to be even generalized or mishandled,
when you change names, it's legal in a memoir, expose.
Okay.
It's fictional as far as anyone's concerned.
True.
Yep.
Well, then,
so it's a novel.
A nice little novel.
Yeah, they get around. They're good at that.
Okay.
Publishers.
Yeah, man. That could collapse the industry. It's very, very, very fragile.
Listen, I've heard stories of people do your job or similar, and when they've come out about things like whether it's child endangerment, whether it's money things, they've had legit problems after, like intimidation, like bullying, like people turning up to their house, even like council members actually getting one woman like a house taken from her.
Really?
Like setting her up in like real criminal activities. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what were they doing? Making like the neighbors hate her, doing weird stuff, like weird shit, going into a house. Like, they were obviously paying some director of like, you know, whatever care home it was paying someone dodgy to harass her.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm not surprised. There is money to be made in that industry.
Yeah. And then apparently someone who was buddied up in the council place for a house and just got it taken away. Like, did her in because they knew someone, obviously, you know, the black hats versus the white hats, you know, the black hats, you know.
Did you watch Top Boy?
I actually have never seen any.
Fair enough.
I got the idea of it, but
in this season,
does Drake own this now?
I don't think he owns it. I think he financed it, or he might have fronted the money to record the season.
Right.
And they've recorded it using his budget.
Because it was BBC, no?
Top Boy Summer House was Channel 4.
Yeah, Channel 4. So,
and then the Netflix version of Top Boy,
that was the reboot Drakey situation.
Drake, yeah.
Because there's the actual and Noel, whatever it was his name? Something. Was it called someone Noel Clark, that's it. I was about to say Noel Edmonds. Yeah, do they own it?
I don't think Noel Clark is involved in Top Boy.
Oh, he's just an actor.
No, he doesn't act in it. Noel Clark.
That's what I mean. Does he produce it? Does he?
No, he's not. He's not thingy.
Oh, what am I thinking of him from then?
Noel Clark is kidulthood, adulthood, brotherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just check. It's another.
Oh wait, hold on. I see. Yeah, I'm getting my name's mixed up. When they're gonna do a Top Boy America, like in America, like set in America, like the way they did Shameless, and then they did the Shameless America.
I don't know. It's possible. You never know. It's possible, but at the same time,
Americans like to do that. Do exact copies of ours.
Oh, it happens all over the world.
Yeah.
Big Brother, Pop Idol, X Factor, everything. Love Island.
I remember
in early 2000s, the the French version of Love Island was softcore porn.
I know, they're a bit
Suggestive
randy over
softcore
there,
porn.
aren't
There's like, you know, the whole dates thing where they go on a private date and this and that.
they?
Yeah, they got the night vision cameras in there. It's you.
Oh, no.
You know, I was young. I knew. Okay, they're doing sex stuff, but yeah, and then
Wow.
it sort of develops into something else, or it's adjusted to suit the society. But everything is copy and paste. There's
Well,
really
beer is
nothing
a
new.
soft drink in Europe, so they're pretty lenient out here in Europe. Well, not here, not us. We're not in Europe.
It's a
Even though
shame.
Britain, when they talk about London and England, they go Europe. Americans are like, oh, Europe, and it's like never been. Like, it was never really Europe. It's like never ever really.
They were in Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland. But yes, your vexed moment.
Yeah, a whole lot of hot air about some.
Is it one bad apple spoiling a bunch, or one?
It's one bad apple.
Yeah.
One bad apple.
And he takes
Very
one.
bad apple.
Yeah.
Very bad.
To jail. To jail with
To
you.
Sheol with you.
To Sheol.
Jail's too good.
Jail's too good for the likes of such rich and such forth.
Yeah. We leave the jails to the the drug dealers, the violent offenders.
Yeah, castration for certain folk, I'd say. Save the children. But But anyway, let's move on. My second vexed moment was just there keeps being revelations and there's not no steam about it. So I'm like, bruv, the whole world was shut down through COVID. Oh, okay, so we're actually gonna not say that. We're gonna say
Everyone took a holiday.
so when everyone took a holiday, everywhere was shut down when everyone took a holiday. No one could do nothing. It was a whole thing. Like, you'll switch on American, because I get American channels, so I switch on, like, the news or whatever. Anyway, the first thing I think Joy Behar says is something about when everyone went on holiday.
Yeah.
And it's like, because Whoopi was off work the first day of this new whatever revamp, and she's Skyping a message talking about she's on holiday.
Yeah.
And then one of them goes, oh, but she's had her holiday jabs. You know what I mean? She's had her inoculations.
Yeah.
And they were like, Joy Behar, something like, oh, yeah, I know. I hate when people, conflate getting the jab versus, going on holiday. When the point is, if you take it before you go on holiday, you won't die while you're on holiday.
Yeah.
And that's the distinction. And I'm sitting here saying, you lot's really still like pushing that. Like, that's what you're clinging everyone onto. If they don't take it, they're going to die.
Yeah.
What? It really shocked me.
Fear mongering.
You know what I mean? Because I'm someone who never went and got the holiday jab. Didn't need it. Do you know what I mean? Like, was fine. I'm fine. For me, it's shocking to hear these things because I'm not in that mindset. But everyone's swallowing it. Everyone's acting like, yeah, this is the narrative. This is the narrative. And I just sitting here thinking, hold on, we're getting revelations week by week of like real exposure in like real publications talking about the lab leak theory is not a theory now. How Pfizer and Moderna were done and being sued and successfully like proving through their own documentation that they were basically issuing like semi-placebos. Like, and all the people that were getting it were going on holiday and they weren't expecting to because it didn't work.
Yeah.
So it was like, why are we ignoring all of this? So where's the steam? Where's the steam for it? Like, and then go on, because I'm going to bring up this information about.
Let them eat cake.
Let them eat cake.
Marie
Swallow
Antoinette.
all the holiday jabs you want. Take double, take my portion. It's like telling everyone if you don't get your flu jab, you're going to die. Like, who the fuck do you think they just think we're stupid. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'm offended by the most. You can do what you want with your body, but I'm offended that you all think we're all stupid.
Do you think that the general populace
reads
or even presents themselves as nothing other than stupid?
Like self-actualized stupid.
Yeah.
Like an idiot. Like, what's your pronouns, idiot? Do you know what I mean? Like, I identify as an idiot. You know what I mean? Don't expect nothing from me. Right, so this rant is spurred on by the fact that the CIA bribed its own going on holiday origin team to reject a lab leak theory. And this is from an anonymous whistleblower, but the anonymous whistleblower has been presented by Rep. Brad Wenstrup, who chairs the House of Representatives in America Select Subcommittee on the Going on Holiday marathon that we had, those years ago. Yeah. Anyway, so he presents a highly credible senior level CIA officer who says that there was a 7-member CIA team investigating the origin of Going on Holiday, and they bribed pretty much everyone in sight to speak otherwise, to just say anything. It came from who knows where. Then obviously Fauci said the same.
Yeah.
So it just seems
he was
like
bribed.
Yeah, like he was bribed.
Allegedly.
So all the things people have been saying about him and the World Health Organization. Do you know there's an actual terrorist? He was like one of the heads of the World Health Organization, like an African terrorist, like rebel. He was killed hundreds of people.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, Josh, I'll tell you a story. So not too long ago, I was on a bus. No, there was this couple, probably a year ago, on a bus going through. I want to say Streatham.
Yeah. With
a certain family member, and the family member pointed a certain person out from when this family member had connections in certain, industries.
Yeah.
And stuff, and pointed out a war criminal to me out in the street, sitting there chatting like a war criminal, an African war criminal.
Really?
Thousands and thousands of bodies, escaped, and the embassy is, the corruption and yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, mad. Anyway, so this is from science.org. So this is one of the official science journals in America. So this isn't just, Saint is on one. No, this is real. This is news. This isn't entertainment news.
Another racially fueled monologue.
Listen. So this is it's interesting how we're getting all of this exposés and all this official shit, but no one's paying attention.
Of course.
They're like, what? When?
Mm-hmm.
And all of them read the same newspapers. They're all seeing the same shit that I'm seeing. So what are they missing? And how many of you out there are still getting your holiday jabs? Because the boosters in every 3 months, and they've got you lot on a lifetime medication plan.
Yeah.
What are they doing to you? This is an experimental holiday jab to this day.
They're like, yeah, I'm on my 6th.
Yeah. I'm on the 6th and 7th.
I just got a double whammy.
Do you know what I mean? They're walking off sideways. They're half deaf. Seeing out of one eye. Smelling out of one nostril. And they're still going and getting them.
Got the long arm, skinny arm.
The heart attacks.
Yeah.
That's the worst when young people are dying, because it's really quite hard to kill a young person. They keep coming back.
It's true, they're like roaches.
Resiliency. So, yeah, it's just hard. But yeah, go on holiday and it's easy apparently. Allegedly.
It's actually gotten very quiet.
Until 2 days ago when autumn hit and they're saying winter's fucked. Because there's a new variant of the holiday jab.
Who's there?
Called Metacron or something crazy. Something like a Beyblade. Sounds like a Beyblade or like a Pokemon.
Megatron.
So just the Devourer. They should just start naming it like the Devourer or the Reaper or scary name. Give it a scary name.
Big
Come
Blue.
on. Yeah, this other stuff is annoying. Let's play Who's Got In Now.
Let's play roulette.
Not that we regularly test in the studio.
Oh my god.
Just ain't done nothing.
Imagine I identify as an idiot.
I identify as an idiot. I think a lot of people just should come to that realization that their pronouns are idiot. I think it'll help.
But
But bring the robots in, obviously.
It's true. But
brain fart. It's age.
Is it?
Yeah. Allegedly.
Really?
Well, what brain boosters are you taking?
Brain boosters?
I ain't taking no brain boosters but caffeine. But at our age, we're meant to be like, on our vitamin, like the old people with the like cabinet like holders for their tablets.
Does it
They got one per day or whatever, and they got a handful of fucking fuck knows what. That's what we should be doing, like with vitamins allegedly. Yeah. Tell you what I want.
Well, I tell you what about that on that topic. In 2004-5, I was a year 8 school child, and I stumbled across a conspiracy theory by the name of Codex Alimentarius.
Oh.
And in that conspiracy theory, it states that foods will be genetically modified to lack nutrient. Food alone as your diet will cause deficiencies. Those deficiencies are going to be remedied by supplements and nutrients. The supplements and nutrients will also gradually lose their effect and lead to deficiencies, ill health, and mass population control through starvation.
Just push you over and you're done for.
And funnily enough, in the coming years after that, coincidence as it may be, or planned, allegedly, nutrients and vitamins and all these extra supplements did come into the mainstream and were acknowledged as, you've got to take them because your food can't do it all. Now, here we are in a world where people were living off of supplements alone and like a smoothie type kind of long-lasting protein beverage of lactose base or water base.
Because I've seen one and I've I used to take some supplements, but it didn't last very long. I just forget to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not good with certain routines. So it was annoying. I used to take an all-in-one kind of I used to take two. Like a combined one and then one in its own. I can't remember what they were. But there's there's this one, I think, I can't remember, I'm not going to say the name. But it's a green powder and apparently it has just everything. It's like a meal, considered a meal, but not really. Mm-hmm. So it gives you a meal type sustenance of all the nutrients, all the shit.
Yeah.
And you just mix it into ice water. And it tastes like green tea.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not like anything else. It's literally just sustenance. But it's like that. But it does have all the nutrients and all this shit and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh, that could be something to get into. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I do feel like with age, if you want to keep feeling certain youth or regardless of looking at it or whatever, we have to you don't want to get to 40. You know, when you get to 40 and they complain about all these things and okay, well, we did hear them complain about it.
Yeah,
so I do want to incorporate some sort of vitamin E type situation. But I just don't want to be, again, like you said, it's gone from popping paracetamols to gargling 10 different vitamins. Yeah. Plants aren't strong and they shouldn't really be taking in so much materia to their bloodstreams and,
It's true. It's a slippery road and there's no true concrete confirmation that either or does work.
Yeah, because they are holistic.
Yeah, so it's...
Some of them have shit in them, but they usually say it. You can tell from the marketing, innit?
Yeah.
Max this is going to have chemicals, steroids, something. But the other shit, they're gentle this or blah, blah, blah. It's farmers this or whatever. Holland or Barrett. Free promotion.
It's true. It's Oh, I remembered what I was going to say.
Yeah, I was saying earlier in off air that the way they're limiting good content, real articles, information breaking, but investigative journalists from Evening Standard or these big publications, they're now locked into all these paywalls.
Yeah.
Automatically through Google or Apple or whatever, Android. Is it even still called Android? They should change that name. I don't like that name.
The operating system's still Android.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they should change that. It's a bit bland and outdated. I don't know. And the technology is nowhere near Android status, so it's a bit, It's like Tesla being Tesla with no Tesla technology. It's huh?
What would you have it be called?
What, Android?
Yeah.
Probably something they should go real sci-fi with it. Obviously this is very generic, but smart tech. Or something go comic book with it. Why not? Juice it up. Android is like, just see that little green, two little antennas, whatever. It's very boring. Apple had that. Apple's got iOS and like, I don't know. They're just like, I don't know. It's just...
It's marketing.
Step it up, motherfucker. Step it up.
I remember when...
Because I hate my iPhone and I still don't want to go back to an Android. So, yeah, I feel like they're both insufficient.
Let's not forget, that was Macintosh, you know?
Macintosh.
Yeah.
Macintoshin.
Young ones might not know.
No, they never had... Oh, the big... I like them big back... big backed...
TVs.
Yeah, the TVs, basically. But then you get the colours like the blue, see-through blue and that. I think they were cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the first little proper little white MacBook, everyone wanted that. In school anyway. Everyone. Those like 1,000. They're always expensive when they come out. Even that, I'm so sick of like poor people not being able to have good technology. Like, wow.
It trickles down. It just trickles down the chain of consumers.
Yeah, they'd rather scrap a phone and send it to India.
Yeah.
They can't, like.
But that's the same with fast food. They would rather measure how much food they're throwing out in a locked bin so no one can get
so
to
no
it.
tramps can like dig out of it.
Yeah.
See, I remember even when I was still like a massive Sainsbury's in New Cross where I used to live when I was a kid, and they made them at one point have to start giving all the near expiry or I think 2 shelf days before you throw it away. They had to give it away to some sort of food organisation. And that was back in 2001 probably.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And that was responsible. That made sense. People were digging out their bins.
Okay.
You see people digging out. There was a big green recycling bin one, clothes one in the middle of the car park.
Yeah.
There, people used to get their kids' clothes out of that. It's sad, but it's the truth. And New Cross went like it was run down as like Deptford and shit, and they're just right next to each other. But you would see that, like.
Yeah, poverty has a way of spilling over the top of the bathtub.
Remember when they put that technology for the trolleys? So when you went out of the car park, it locks, and then the fucking wheels lock. People were pissed. Yeah. We used to push the trolleys home sometimes.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Push it back when you go shopping.
And go to, This is ghetto to some people, but like, this is the old days. No one gave a fuck back in the day. And I miss those days.
There really was, even if it was an illusion of choice and freedom, the illusion felt. Yeah.
It did.
But then that's the thing with nostalgia though, isn't it?
No. Because really, no one gave a fuck back then. And you really did hear a lot in common speak racism. You heard a lot of sexism. We did hear it. But we kind of honestly got on with it. All right, if there's a situation overpressured or you work with someone who's a bit of a then it could get out of hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If there's too much racism, then there's going to be a problem. But it was like, no one give a fuck, honestly. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I had like what was considered like cool parent. Hands off. You know what I mean? No, I'm just saying like, like you're introduced to so much and that wasn't what traumatized me. Do you know what I mean? Many other things in life, but that wasn't it wasn't like, oh, people bunning or drinking or like cigarettes or this or that. People just got on with it. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Times have changed.
Yeah.
Times have really changed.
They've changed on us.
We'll probably look back on these particular times as
I thought of that.
We understood. We know there were better times.
Yeah, we get to the time capsule of audio.
Yeah.
Treasure trove, you know?
That's going to be so trippy to...
Imagine being 82 being like, let me go listen to Vexxed Uncensored podcast. Mad.
Would we still hear our voices in our heads as we hear them when we speak or reflect today?
I think it adjusts, you know? I think it adjusts to your real voice.
Whoa.
Weird, isn't it? Like even when you're thinking in your head and you're talking to yourself, your larynx move.
Does it?
You're just not putting no air through it, so there's no noise coming out. But that's how they can track when someone's speaking. Like there's even spies and shit. They look at your neck, like
your jaw would be still, but
or if you sing in your head, your throat does the same thing. It's like ghost, phantom. I don't know how it works, but
muscles movement.
The mind is a powerful thing.
Powerful indeed.
That's the Vex moments done, guys. Promotions, any sort of such which promotions?
Whoever fiddled the views, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, and all right, so there was shuffling behind the scenes. So yeah, remix EP. Just gonna say it's coming out. There's a remix EP.
Yeah.
Not Saint remastered, like the album Saint remixed. So some like dance electronic club mixes, like a nice little retirement thing. I don't know, like a nice little something for the collection before I do other stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, that's coming as soon as we finalize distribution, and that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Have a good week.
Have a good week.
We ended quite well there, didn't we?
Have you ever wanted your own podcast, solo or with your co-host? Follow us on Instagram at Vexxed Art Brands and send us a message. We look forward to discussing your amazing ideas. You never know what could happen.